Alexa Bliss has some big things going on, so we'll see what's up there. We'll also check out what's new for the new Smackdown client, Liv Morgan, and more. Starting things off with Liv Morgan. Following the addition of Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca to the Clash in Italy card, that card officially seems to be full, meaning that Liv Morgan and the Women's World title will officially not be a part of the Clash in Italy card. So this fact has fans seriously talking about Liv Morgan and the world title, because over the last few weeks, Rhea Ripley sorta had the same problem Liv had, in terms of being stuck in the tag team division with no clear challenger for her own title. But that issue was recently fixed for Rhea Ripley. Jade pinned Rhea at Saturday night's main event, and Jade is getting her rematch against Rhea for the title at Clash in Italy. So at least Rhea has a challenger and has a match at the next premium live event. But over on Monday Night Raw, Liv Morgan has neither. She has no clear challenger at the moment, and now officially no match at Clash in Italy. So this has fans still wondering about what's going on here with Liv Morgan and her title reign. And the answer still appears to be tied to Stephanie. Stephanie was banged up after WrestleMania and needed some time off. But it wasn't a drastic amount of time off that Stephanie needed. She just needed a few weeks. So that appears to be the reason why they didn't give Liv Morgan a new challenger. They didn't want to start a full new feud for Liv Morgan if Stephanie is returning relatively soon. So it looks like that's the reason right there why Liv Morgan hasn't been doing anything that important over the last few weeks. It looks like they're waiting for Stephanie to come back, and they're just stalling and buying time for the Liv and Stephanie feud to continue. And that's where Liv's world title reign will come back into existence right there. Because as of this moment right here, with Stephanie on the shelf, it does feel like Liv's world title reign is a bit non-existent for the time being, but that should all be fixed with the return from Stephanie. Reports are still claiming that Stephanie will be back sometime real soon during this overseas tour for the company. A lot of reports have been claiming that the week of Clash in Italy seems to be the ideal return spot for Stephanie. So we could actually be just days away from her return, and that feud with Liv Morgan will immediately pick up, and hopefully it does, because Liv's title reign will definitely benefit from some action right there. Even though Liv's world title reign is kind of at a standstill right now, Liv still has a lot revolving around her. You got the rising tension with Roxanne, her friendship with Raquel, her relationship with Dominic Mysterio, and she's been going back and forth online with Nikki Bella as well in recent weeks. So things aren't dry or bland around Liv at all. She has a lot of different stories constantly revolving around her. Fans are just hoping to see more done with her world title reign sometime soon. Big news recently dropped for Alexa Bliss and what she's been up to outside of the ring. It was officially revealed this week that Alexa Bliss has left Paradigm and just signed a new deal with Prototype Talent Agency. And Prototype will be representing Alexa Bliss going forward in all areas. Their job will be to look for the best opportunities for Alexa Bliss outside the ring, no matter if it's movie roles, TV shows, and other opportunities like that outside of her wrestling career. Alexa has already appeared in several acting roles and has expressed interest in doing more projects, so that's what her agency will try and do for her. As far as what Alexa Bliss has going on inside of the ring, there's a lot going on there. Her tag team with Charlotte Flair still appears to be going strong as they approach the 1-year anniversary of teaming up with each other. We saw some cracks showing in their tag team earlier in the year, but they were able to bounce back and smooth things out there, and there's currently no tension at all there between Alexa and Charlotte. Alexa's other role in recent weeks has been to be the peacemaker between Rhea and Charlotte. Rhea and Charlotte didn't really embrace each other as teammates due to their complicated history with each other. So it's been Alexa's job in recent weeks to really connect the bridges between Charlotte and Rhea. And Alexa did do a pretty good job of that. Things have not really gotten ugly between Charlotte and Rhea, and they've been able to coexist as of late. But we'll see where this storyline ultimately goes to next, amongst the three of them. Will Alexa and Charlotte remain as close friends, or will the cracks start popping up more often there? Or will Charlotte eventually break this little truce with Rhea Ripley, and eventually come after the women's title again herself? It's been over 3 years since Charlotte's last world title reign, and ironically enough, it was Rhea Ripley who ended that title reign for Charlotte back then. So maybe Charlotte never forgot, and she probably wants to end this current title reign for Rhea Ripley as her way of getting revenge. It looks like a new mystery client could be coming into play over on Smackdown. Ever since returning off of her knee injury, Kiana James has served as this big double threat of being an amazing manager and in-ring competitor all at the same time. Kiana's manager career got off to a pretty hot start, with Giulia being her first actual client. Kiana led Giulia to multiple reigns as Women's United States Champion, handled most of the talking, and kept Giulia constantly busy with big matches. But ever since Giulia lost the United States title to Tiffany Stratton, that has caused a massive spiral between Kiana and Giulia's relationship. From appearing to be in great terms as a manager and client, to now being in constant shouting contests with each other and arguing at every chance they get. Well, the May 22nd edition of SmackDown introduced a brand new story element that could make things even more interesting and really shake things up. During a backstage segment on that edition of SmackDown, Kiana James can be seen speaking to Jordynne Grace. Although we can't hear the conversation between the two of them, it's one of those backstage conversations where you can make out what they're talking about due to the context of what's going on with the characters. For Kiana James, we know she's in the middle of a massive fallout with her main client, Giulia, and who knows if that relationship there between Kiana and Giulia could ever be fixed. So it's possible that Kiana's conversation with Jordynne Grace is in regards to recruiting Jordynne to be her new client. Jordynne Grace is a powerhouse, a strong presence, but she hasn't been doing much of anything important since coming to SmackDown. So maybe Kiana James wants to change that for Jordynne Grace, and that's why she's making that pitch for Jordynne to be her new client. Kiana would be able to represent Jordynne Grace and can also hide behind Jordynne and run her mouth even more, since Jordynne Grace does have that intimidating physical presence. Hiding behind Jordynne will really give Kiana the green light to trash talk her opponents even more with Jordynne Grace protecting her. If Kiana successfully recruits Jordynne Grace, this is definitely bad news for Giulia, because you figure that Kiana would definitely use Jordynne against Giulia. Giulia herself has changed up her hair and gave herself a drastic new look in recent weeks, so maybe that's another sign right there Giulia really is breaking away from Kiana James and going through a character change. We'll have to see how the Giulia versus Kiana feud turns out, especially if Jordynne Grace is about to get involved as well. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.